different options. Uh, Among those options, you can choose any one topic on which you can do your research study. As you can see on page number 25 on NCRT, I assume all of you are having NCRT. Is there anybody who doesn't have NCRT? Everyone else also has it? Okay. So open NCRT on page number 25. As you can see in second paragraph, which is written in psychology, we study a diverse range of problems related to behavior and experiences. So in this paragraph, as you can see, there are 5 points mentioned: A, B, C, D, E. All of you can see 5 points: A, B, C, D, E. सबको मिल गए हैं? Okay. So these 5 points, A, B, C, D, E, tells us basically that 5 different problems हम कैसे select कर सकते हैं. A, it could be that if you want to understand your own behavior, so any topic can be related to your own self where you are trying to explain your own behavior, when you are trying to understand your own behavior. The second is you want to understand the behavior of any other individual in terms of why the intelligence of any other person, or why a particular person behaves in a particular way. So reasons like that. Then the third is when you want to understand the influence of a group on one particular individual. कि एक particular individual पे group का क्या influence होता है. Like if you want to check कि एक Indian person में उसके Indian culture का क्या influence है, या एक person who belongs to a particular class or who belongs to a particular caste, so उसके उस group का उस पे क्या influence है. So this can also be done. Then fourth is you want to observe overall group's behavior. आपको किसी group का behavior जब understand करना, so you can choose any topic related to that how do people belonging to this particular class, particular caste, this particular gender, this particular religion, this particular community. So एक पूरे community का अगर आपको group understand करना होता है, तो you can choose any topic with relation to that. And the last and the fifth point talks about that if you want to understand the behavior of the people in any organization. Organization could be anything. Like for example, if I come to your school as a psychologist and I want to do a research study on the students in Cecilia School. So any school, any hospital, any company, any office is like an organization. So you want to understand the behavior of the people working over there, or people who are, in that organization. So these are the 5 subtopics amongst which you can choose any topic as per your interest for your research study. You can select your own behavior and you can observe that. You can understand the behavior of any one individual. You can understand the influence of any group on any one individual. You can understand overall group behavior, or you can focus on any organizational level. So this is how you first conceptualize a problem, you observe, and you do a review of the past researches. मतलब आपने कोई भी जो टॉपिक आप चूज करोगे ना, उस टॉपिक के बारे में ऑलरेडी जितनी रिसर्चेस हो चुकी हैं, आप उसको रिव्यू करते हो, so that now you can think of कि ऑलरेडी इतना रिसर्च वर्क हो चुका है इस टॉपिक पे, मुझे क्या न्यू स्टडी करनी है. Like for example, students, you need to be very clear with this कि ऐसा कोई भी टॉपिक नहीं होता है जिसपे आज तक कभी रिसर्च स्टडी ना हुई. You cannot think of any topic like that जिसपे आज तक कोई research study ना हुई हो. Almost सब topic पे there are so many researchers out there in the world who are doing research study on regular basis. So whatever topic you choose any day on as per your interest for your research study, उस पे already बहुत सारी researches हुई होती है. So आपको एक review करना होता है हमेशा on the past researches which have already been done. Like for example, this COVID-19, this pandemic situation is altogether a new situation for all of us. But let's be clear, there are already so many researches which have been done on COVID-19, on lockdown, on pandemic situation, or on the effects of lockdown. What are the good things which we need to, which has an influence on us during this lockdown? So, the moment this thing come, any this thing came up, researchers they started doing the research on COVID-19 and its effects, its outcome, its positive impact, its negative impact. So आप कोई भी topic सोचते हो, researchers are already working on it. They have already done so much of research work. So on the basis of your past experiences, and you need to uh, review the past researches on the basis of your topic. This is how you start your research studies. After reviewing all these things, the next thing which you have to do is you need to form a hypothesis. Now the question is, how do we form a hypothesis? Hypothesis formation means you need to give a tentative solution for your problem. आपने जो भी टॉपिक डिसाइड करा है उस टॉपिक के लिए आप एक टेंटेटिव मतलब एक टेम्पररी सोल्यूशन दे देते हो कि आपके अकॉर्डिंग जो भी आपने रिव्यू करा है पास्ट रिसर्चेस या जो भी सब कुछ, तो आपके अकॉर्डिंग आप जो रिसर्च स्टडी करने वाले हो उसका रिजल्ट, एक टेंटेटिव रिजल्ट या टेंटेटिव सोल्यूशन क्या आएगा. That is your hypothesis. Hypothesis formation is very important क्योंकि हम पूरे रिसर्च में वही hypothesis को अप्रूव करने का ट्राई कर रहे होते हैं कि as per you जो आपने tentative solution सोचा था वही अप्रूव होगा या नहीं होगा. Like for example, I want to do a research study on children, that why do children have this violent behavior in the early ages of life, and what is the influence of violent movies or cartoons in the television, and ये violent जो कार्टून या मूवीज होती है, जो टेलीविजन पे चीजें होती है, इसका क्या इन्फ्लुएंस होता है ऑन चिल्ड्रन. So मैंने ये टॉपिक जैसे सिलेक्ट करा and then I decided that I will do a research work on the previous, I will review all the previous research work which has already been done on this topic, and after reviewing all that things and on the basis of my personal experiences, मैंने hypothesis अपनी study का रखा that if there is an increase in the the things which are there on the violent things which are there on the television, if child watches more of those things which are available on the TV which are violent, whether it's any cartoon, any movies or anything like that, then there will be an increase in the violent behavior of the child. So this is the hypothesis which I have given on the basis of the past review. Now the next thing is you need to start with your research study. The next step is collection of data. First, tell me the first 2 points are clear to each one of you. Conceptualize it as a problem and hypothesis. Yes. Anyone wants to ask any question? Okay, fine. So the next step is collection of data. आपको अपने टॉपिक के लिए जिसके बारे में आपने इतना सारा स्टडी कर लिया है ऑलरेडी, अब आपको फाइनली उसके ऊपर रिसर्च स्टार्ट करनी है. सो यू नीड टू हैव अ डेटा हम कैसे कलेक्ट करते हैं. डेटा कलेक्शन का बेसिकली मतलब होता है कि आपको अपनी रिसर्च स्टडी का एक डिजाइन प्रिपेयर करना है. डिजाइन मतलब एक ब्लूप्रिंट बनाना है कि आप कैसे ये स्टडी करोगे, कौन से मेथड्स यूज करोगे, क्या पार्टिसिपेंट्स होंगे, कौन से टूल्स यूज करोगे एंड कैसे डेटा कलेक्ट करोगे. Like for example, I'll tell you, when we are making before making a question paper for you, we form a blueprint. वो blueprint में क्या होता है कि the number of questions we will be giving you and the marks of each and every question, like how many 1 mark question, how many 2 marks question, how many 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks question we'll be giving you, and how many questions per chapter, how many questions based upon the understanding, based upon knowledge, based upon the application we'll be giving you. So this blueprint basically helps you in your research study कि आपके पास एक already एक एक डिजाइन होता है कि इसके अकॉर्डिंग मुझे अपनी रिसर्च स्टडी करनी है. So first is you select the participants. Participants मतलब आपको कौन से लोगों पे ये रिसर्च स्टडी करनी है. Whether you want to do a research study on children, you want to do a research study on adolescent or on college going student, on adults, on senior citizens, on working class, or for example you can choose the people who are working from home, housewives. So आप अपने participants select करते हो कि मुझे कौन से एज ग्रुप के लोगों के ऊपर ये रिसर्च स्टडी करनी है. Then the next thing is, after selecting the participants, you focus upon the method which is to be used. As you can see in this paragraph, which is collecting data in your NCERT, come to line number 17. 17th line में देखो, it is written, the second decision is related to the use of method of data collection. कि आप कौन सा method use करोगे for your data collection. The method could be any method which you feel is suitable for your research study. It could be observation, experimental, correlation, case study, survey, interview. So आप कोई भी method select कर सकते हो. These methods which are written here, observation, experimental और correlation, ये methods हम इस chapter में in detail समझेंगे. So you don't have to ask question, मैम correlation method क्या होता है ये सब आप अभी आगे chapter में पढ़ोगे. So now you need to only understand कि हम method अब select करते हैं कि कौन से method से आप data collect करोगे, अपनी research study start करोगे. Then the next thing is tools. कौन से tools आप use करोगे उस method में जिससे आपके पास सारा data easily gather हो जाए. मतलब you will prepare a questionnaire, आप लोगों से वो questionnaire fill करवाओगे, आप लोगों को जाके interview लोगे. This is how you will collect the data. You will do survey. आप उनको email के through उनसे data collect करोगे. आप individual to individual case study करोगे. आप कैसे कौन से tools use करोगे for your data collection. So this is the second step. Now, once you have collected all the data, the next step is drawing conclusion. So far, if you have collected the data, the next step is you will analyze the data using systematic procedure. अब data को analyze करने के लिए भी आपको एक systematic procedure follow करना होता है. Like you can analyze the data in terms of graphical representation, pie charts. You all know there are graphs which are there which helps us in analyzing the data. Like आप लोगों ने देखे होंगे bar graphs होते हैं या फ्रीक्वेंसी चार्ट आप बनाते हो एक. और यू ऑल नो व्हाट इज अ पाई चार्ट. पाई चार्ट पता है आपको क्या होता है? यू ऑल नो ऐसे एक सर्कल होता है, उस सर्कल के बीच में ऐसे लाइंस ड्रॉन होती हैं जिसके हेल्प से हमें पता चलता है हाउ मेनी पीपल आर इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स अ पर्टिकुलर थिंग एंड एवरीथिंग लाइक दैट. सो आप अपने डेटा को एनालाइज करते हो विद द हेल्प ऑफ ईदर अ ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, अ पाई चार्ट, और यू फॉलो द statistical procedure. Statistical procedure, I told you, you can use mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and all these things for analysis of your data. So अब आप अपने data को analyze करते हो, and as you can see in NCERT, in this point, analysis of data, drawing conclusion में एक last line लिखी है, the purpose of analysis is to verify a hypothesis and draw conclusion accordingly. यहाँ पर जब आप अपना डेटा एनालाइज कर रहे होते हो, आप वेरीफाई करते हो कि ये जो डेटा जो आप एनालाइज कर रहे हो, क्या फाइनली ये डेटा आपने जो हाइपोथेसिस फॉर्म करा था उसको अप्रूव कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है. आफ्टर डूइंग दिस you revise your research conclusion. आपका जो भी conclusion निकला आप उसको revise करते हो कि okay, finally this has been concluded from the research study which I have done. So you do the revision of your conclusion. Now, if the conclusion which you have given, if it approves your hypothesis, then your research study is complete. Come to page number 26. In it is written, if the conclusion approves your existing hypothesis, then the theory is confirmed. And if not, if the conclusion which you have given, if it does not approve your hypothesis, then again you form a new hypothesis and again you start doing your research study all over again. Like means अगर आपका हाइपोथेसिस अप्रूव हो जाता है फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में ही, आपका कंक्लूजन वही आया जैसा आपने हाइपोथेसिस में सोचा था, एक टेंटेटिव सॉल्यूशन आपने सोचा था आपकी प्रॉब्लम का, अगर आपका कंक्लूजन भी फाइनली वही आता है, देन योर रिसर्च स्टडी इज कंप्लीट. बट अगर आपका हाइपोथेसिस वही नहीं आता है, आपका हाइपोथेसिस रिजेक्ट हो जाता है, then again you start doing your you again form a new hypothesis and you start doing your research study so that you can approve your hypothesis. So major aim ही यही होता है कि आपको अपने hypothesis को, जो आपने एक tentative solution सोचा था, आपको उसको approve करना है. Is it clear to you now? These are the steps which are there. This is the procedure which you need to follow while doing any kind of psychological research. First, you identify the problem, then you form a hypothesis, you collect all the information related to the problem. In collecting the information, you select the participants, the method, and then you analyze the data, you interpret the data, you revise the conclusion which you have given. In that revision of conclusion, you see whether your hypothesis have been approved or not. Is it clear to each one of you? Anyone wants to ask any question? Take 2 minutes, read, understand. If you want to ask any question, you can.
मैम
Yes, Jia.
मैम ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स दी हुई हैं, इससे अलग भी तो कोई प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती है ना, जैसे ये तो एग्जाम्पल दिए हुए हैं ना इसमें.
ये प्रॉब्लम रिलेटेड टू द पर्सन्स बिहेवियर और अदर पर्सन्स बिहेवियर, ऐसे ये वाली बोल रहे हो आप?
यस.
ये आपकी मतलब यूजुअली दीज आर लाइक अम्ब्रेला टर्म्स. इन्हीं टर्म्स के बेसिस के अकॉर्डिंग कुछ भी सिचुएशन या कोई भी प्रॉब्लम्स आप चूज, कोई भी टॉपिक आप चूज कर सकते हो. इट कुड बी रिलेटेड टू वन पर्सन, इट कुड बी रिलेटेड टू मेनी पीपल एट अ टाइम, और इट कुड बी रिलेटेड टू एनी ग्रुप, एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ये मेजरली अम्ब्रेला टर्म्स है. आपके जो भी टॉपिक्स है ना, वो ऑलमोस्ट इसी के अराउंड लाई करते हैं.
ये ब्रॉड कैटेगरी है.
यस, ये ब्रॉड कैटेगरीज है.
ओके.
So the next topic which is there on page number 26, that is alternatives paradigms of research. This topic is deleted. This topic is not there. No questions will be asked from this topic. Is it clear to each one of you? Alternative paradigms of research is deleted. Clear? Now the next topic which we have to do today is nature of psychological data. Now, अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा कि हम डेटा गैदर करते हैं, कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटा इज देयर. नाउ वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कौन सा डेटा होता है, क्या इंफॉर्मेशन होती है जो हम एक पर्सन के बारे में कलेक्ट करते हैं. So you all need to know that psychologists carry they collect lot of information about a particular person with respect to different methods which they use. Method could be anything which I told, observation, experimental, interview, survey. So ये सारे methods के help से psychologists बहुत सारी information gather करते हैं about a person. Information could be related to their behavior, their experiences and their mental processes. Which we know कि ये 3 चीजें होती हैं जो साइकोलॉजी में हम स्टडी करते हैं. तो इन्हीं चीजों के रिलेटेड हम इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट देयर बिहेवियर, एक्सपीरियंसेस और मेंटल प्रोसेसेस. So this whole thing, this collection of information using different methods is termed as data. Data क्या होता है? Data means the information related to a person's behavior, mental processes or experiences is termed as data in psychology. इसको बोलते हैं हम psychological data. ठीक है? Now the thing is, what are the different types of data which a psychologist collect for a research study? So there are 4 different types. There are 4 broad categories. जिसमें हमने उस data collection को divide करा है. Those 4 categories are demographic, physical, physiological, and psychological information. So first is, what is demographic data? All the personal information related to the subject is termed as demographic data. Personal information में आता है like the name, age, gender, education, marital status, number of children, education of the parents, kind of work which the person is doing. All this information is related to it is very personal. So it is termed as demographic information about your subject. Is it clear to all of you? What is the meaning of demographic data? जब भी आप कोई फॉर्म भरते हो, सबसे पहले आप ये सारी डिटेल्स भरते हो, अपनी ये सारी पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन देते हो. So this personal information in psychological terms is termed as demographic data. Then next is physical information. Physical information का मतलब होता है the nature of ecological condition. आपका सब्जेक्ट या आपका जो भी जहाँ पे आप जिनके ऊपर भी आप रिसर्च स्टडी कर रहे हो, उनकी लिविंग कंडीशंस कैसी है, उनका इकोलॉजिकल कंडीशंस कैसे है, मतलब उनका जो एरिया ऑफ लाइक where they are staying, whether it's hilly, whether it's deserted, whether it's near forest, or what kind of ecological conditions are there. Then the housing conditions. Housing condition means the number of rooms in the house, facilities available at home, facilities available in school. So all these things are understood. How many neighbors are there around, and the mode of transportation which they use while commuting. So physical information में ये सारी information आती है कि about the physical environment of your subject. Then third is physiological information. मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था जब हम chapter 1 study कर रहे थे that physiological and psychology means the physical structure. Person के खुद के physical body से related जो information होती है उसको हम psychology में physiological word से term करते हैं. So next is physiological information, which means the height, weight, heart rate, blood pressure, type of sleep, pattern of sleep of that person. You get to know whether the person has any physical disease, any physical problem, any physical ailment or not. We use, to know the heart rate of that person, the psychologist can use EEG. As you know, EEG helps in knowing the heart rate of the person. So similarly, there are different methods which are used to know the physiological information about that person. Right? जो कि उनकी physical body से related information होती है, that is physiological information. Then the last and the fourth category for data collection is psychological data. Psychological data मतलब उनके psychological study से related, like the intelligence of the person, the IQ of that person, personality type of that person, creativity, information related to their emotions, whether the person have been diagnosed with any psychological disorder, or whether they have taken any psychological medications before, whether they have visited any psychologist or psychiatrist in their life, or the information related to their motivation, how their goals in life. So ये सारी चीजें जो है जब आप इस सब के बारे में information collect करते हो, that is termed as psychological data collection. Right? So these are the four broad categories जिसके अंदर हम data collection करते हैं. Demographic, physical, physiological and psychological data. Is it clear to all of you? It is very easy. Nothing is very, there's no specific term which is very difficult in these four categories. Is there anyone who wants to ask any question? Aditi, Achla, Hansika, Ishmi, Kashika, Kishka. Any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now we have understood the nature of data collection and the steps. And we already know the goals of psychological study. Now we are starting with the most important topic of this chapter, that is, okay, so the meaning of hallucinations is basically, you'll be understanding hallucinations in class 12 in details, but I will just tell you, hallucinations is a problem in psychology where a person loses the contact with reality and person sees or hear or can feel things which are actually not there in reality. Like आपने ऐसा कोई मूवीज देखी होगी या यू नो ऐसे कुछ रोड पे लोगों को देखा होगा जो ऐसे हवा में बातें कर रहे होते हैं. Like you cannot actually see with whom they are talking to, but these people they can actually see someone to whom they are talking to, and they can hear voices also. They can feel or sense things which are actually not there in reality. इनका reality से connection या contact खत्म हो जाता है, and they live in their own fantasy world, and they can see people in that, they can hear people in that, they can hear voices during that thing, but they cannot. Yes, it is a mental disorder. It is basically a psychotic condition in which this mental disorder of hallucination and delusion leads to a disorder known as schizophrenia. It's a new term for you, and it is a little difficult disorder to understand. This, no, it is not especially in old age. It can happen in adulthood also. Schizophrenia. So basically, this disorder is there in detail in class 12. Don't ask me question related to
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between delusions and hallucinations?
Okay. तो delusion is basically गलत फहमी, जो उसको हम कहते हैं ना कि एक गलत फहमी हो गई है आपको. That is delusion. कि हम जो अपनी ये गलत फहमी पाल के रखते हैं कि कोई भी चीज, delusion are of various types. Like you can have a delusion that someone is conspiring against me. People are trying to threaten me, people are trying to conspire against me, someone is trying to kill me, or there are times when people have this delusion that they have some special powers in them and they can do whatever they want in their life. So that is also, so there are various types of delusions. There are various types of hallucination. Hallucination can be auditory, it can be visual, it can be tactile. So there are various types of delusion and hallucination, which leads to a disorder known as schizophrenia. Schizophrenia disorder पे बहुत सारी movies भी है. मैं आपको कुछ psychological disorders पे based movies दूंगी, and I would like you to watch those movies, some Hollywood and some Bollywood movies. Depending upon your interest, you can watch those movies, and then we'll have a discussion on that. Alright, is it okay with all of you? It will be very interesting to understand.
Ma'am, there's a movie called Karthik calling Karthik.
Yes, Karthik calling Karthik.
And that's one of the movies.
Yes, it's on schizophrenia. There was one more Bollywood movie known as Madhoshi, in which Vipasha Basu was there, and उसमें majorly entirely वो movie schizophrenia पे ही based है. She has schizophrenia in that, and there are other movies also in Hollywood which are based upon different other psychological disorders. Like there's this movie which is known as I'm forgetting the name of the movie, which was done by Leonardo. Should I forgetting the name?
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. Yes, Shutter Island. It is one of the best movies so far which I've seen, and Shutter Island is it's amazing movie. If you see that movie, you'll understand how much a person can live in delusion. And that person in that movie, it's his entire life, he's living a delusional life only. Yes, Shubhrant and Anshula, if you have watched it, it's one of the best movies which I've ever seen. So yes, so there are certain movies which are majorly, and there's one movie which is known as Split. If you know, in that movie is based upon different personalities. You all know about multiple personality disorder, in which a person has various personalities in them. So that movie Split, in that there's this person who has 14 different personalities. So see, there are various movies which are there, which are, and there's this one animated movie, I'm forgetting the name, which is based upon emotions.
Inside Out.
I'm Inside Out. Huh?
Inside Out.
Inside Out. Inside Out. Okay. Yes. You know it. Yes. So Inside Out is one of the animated movies which is based upon different emotions, which is also again related to psychology only. That how emotions have an impact on us. How emotion leaves a drastic impact on us. How can we control and manage our emotion, or how important is it to control and be aware about your emotions and to manage your emotions. So we shifted from the topic. So basically, I will be telling you certain movies, and I'll be giving you a project where you have to watch a movie and you have to write your own understanding or the character play of that movie. Leaving that aside, the next topic is different methods which are there inside. Okay, the time of the class is over. Okay, so tomorrow, in the next class, we'll be starting with the different methods which are there in psychology, with the help of which you can do any kind of research study or any psychological inquiry. Majorly, we'll be focusing upon observation method, experimental method, correlation method, survey, interview, and case study. So these are the 5 methods which we'll be focusing upon, which we'll start in next class. Now I'll mark your attendance for today. Okay, students, I've marked your attendance. So please study this chapter, whatever we have done meanwhile. And I told you that I will be giving you an assignment from chapter 7, but I have not given you so far. So either today or tomorrow, I will be posting an assignment of chapter 7, the questions which are still left, the topics which are still left. Please complete your assignment. I will be mentioning till which date you have to submit your assignment, so that then we can start with the assignment from chapter 2 as well. Alright? Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.